Alright, let's see how ridiculous this is. Do 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 do. Hi, Dario. And bye, Dario. Ha! Love it. Anyways, what is up, everybody? This is the Chick coming at you with another Diablo 4 build guide. Today we're going to be talking about something that surprised me entirely, and I am talking about the Storm Crow. Not Storm Crow, that's not Storm Crow. I'm talking about the companion druid using ravens. So, I was playing Shred a lot. Still love playing Shred. Teleporting around is insane. But this is basically the easiest build I've ever played. You hit Grizzly Rage, and then you hold down your Ravens button, and you run around. It's insane. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out anytime I make a new video. But yeah, funny thing, the only thing required is actually this thing right here. Tilt to the Blackwing. Once you get this, you just fill in your powers to manage your spirit, and it goes insane. Obviously, there's ways to make it a little better, but that is getting started. You can throw that on and then go do all the things. When I put this build together, I just threw together whatever I had in the bank and put on those pants and went nuts. It is crazy. But I'm kind of getting there. I'm still missing a few things. I still need an air of perdition. I still need my boots to be killed to the Blackwing so I can put the air of perdition on. I got lucky and got a Ring of Starless Skies, and then got lucky and I got Shroud of False Death. But for the most part, the important things are those pants, your Shepherd's polearm. You're going to put this in your weapon spot. You're going to use the companion skills, deal more damage based on each companion you have. In this one, you are going to use Igni Lum or anything you have that can get you a lot of offerings so you can keep Lum going because it gives you back resource. In your other slot for your rune word, you're going to use Nagu Se if you can. So Nagu, maintain at least one summon, and it's going to be summoning a wolf companion. So if you remember, Shepherds gives you more damage per companion. That summons more companions, so we're just running around with a ton of wolves that's giving us a multiplier, which is insane. Shroud of False Death, huge stat stick, gives you stealth, increased damage after entering stealth. It's just a huge stat stick for the most part. Changeling's Debt, amazing. Increased damage while hitting a poisoned enemy because we're always hitting poisoned enemies and we're a werebear, so pretty awesome. Fist of Fate, randomly deal more damage. This has just been an incredible item on basically everything. So your Chaos Uniques, you can put them wherever as long as you have them, but those are the big things there. I'm wearing Penitent Greaves because I just don't have a better pair of boots to wear. I don't have anything that giving me any multipliers or anything right now, so I'm just wearing that. It's working out for me. Your stats, you need life, you need increased critical hit damage. I just happen to have resource cost reduction because I ran out of money when I was trying to min-max a little bit. You're going to put willpower gems in everywhere that you can. Use your jewelry to fix your armor and resistances if you can. You can see my armor is super low, but nothing ever gets close to us, so I manage. Stormcrow, Ravens now deals lightning damage, which is increased by big percent, and it does its full damage in half the time, and the enemies inside it are stunned, so CCing helping you out, doing more damage. It's awesome. Rampaging Werebeast, this is a requirement. Grizzly Rage is increased by 9.5 to 10 seconds, however many you get the roll. Increase your critical strike damage for the duration up to a maximum of 100%. So we're keeping it up basically all of the time. I'm going to go over the temperatures here in just a second. And the Ring of Starless Skies, just multiplier, giving you some reduced resource costs, just all around awesome item. So since we have so many uniques, we don't have a lot of tempers on the gloves. We got Grizzly Rage duration, and we're just making our ravens bigger because bigger ravens equals more clear area. we've got Grizzly Rage duration and chance for Ravens to deal double damage, which obviously I'd rather have that be the one that crit on Masterworking, but I haven't been max really, but it's awesome. On the neck, this is important. Lucky hit chance to restore some primary resource. Ideally, you'd have better than a 15 roll, but this is what keeps us going for the most part. Like we got to do everything we can to keep our resource up, or we're going to just be stuck. And if you can't cast, you can't cast. This has the also upside of your dudes will hit things, and they also have lucky hit chance. So even if you're completely out, they might smack something and just boop right back up. On your ring, getting resistances is hard. I'm still way under resistance cap, so do what you can to get resistances. Resource cost reduction and critical strike damage, those are huge. Crit strike damage is a really big thing. That's what I should have on my weapon instead of resource cost reduction, but I haven't fixed it yet. Just not getting some gold back. And you got the Ring of Starless Skies. So on your spirit boons, you are going to use attack speed and critical strike damage. There's a lot of different things you could do. You could move that around, depends on your stats, but it's pretty good for the most part. Maximum spirit, 10 spirit per second. That is always going to help you. You know, obviously, if you need to fix some other stuff, but that one's going to help you the most, getting your spirit up. Here, we don't have to worry about the cooldowns of our companion skills because how we got stuff. So, dealing damage has a chance to fully restore your spirit. That is just incredible. It's helping us out. You know, these other things aren't going to help you out nearly as much. 6 cast calls an earth skill. We don't use earth skills. Dealing damage storm skills makes lightning bolts. Critical strike with shape shifting skills have a chance to heal you. Nature magic skills have a chance to reset your cooldown. You know, everything, everywhere, all the time. It is going insane. And I actually think I may have the wrong one here at the bottom, and I do. Should be overload. We need, you know, more damage. No big deal. That's actually what gives our poison to get our multiplier, and I just forgot to move it when I was playing something else. That's on me. All right, so you want to gift to the stag, swoop attacks, avian wrath, energize, overload. Pretty standard. This is what you're trying to do. All right, let's talk about the skills. Okay, so when you're first playing it, you might have to use your generator some. This is going to turn into maul when you're in bear form, whatever, but you're going to put claw and enhanced claw in here just to get down to the next part. You're going to put 1 point into Heart of the Wild, get some increased spirit, and then you're going to put 3 points into Wild Impulses because it's going to give you more damage, but it's going to make your spirit spenders cost more. 1 into Predatory Instinct to get down to Iron Fur, reduce your damage taken in werebear form, because you're always in werebear form. 1 point into Cyclone Armor. You're never going to push this button, but it's always going to give you non-physical damage reduction, which is huge. Backlash, increased damage after casting a defensive skill. So when you are doing things where you're not one-shotting stuff, you're going to have Debilitating Roar on your bar when you're in the bear form. So just cast the Debilitating Roar. It's going to be your defensive skill. It's going to keep your damage up. Ancestral Fortitude, just non-physical damage resistance again. We're getting our defenses up where we can. You're going to put 3 points into Nature's Reach. Increased damage to distance enemies. Increased damage also if they're basically CC'd at all. So you're going to use that. Feral Aptitude, increased damage to healthy and increased damage while above 100% movement speed. They can stack. So whenever something's healthy, you're going to hit it harder. And if you're above 100% movement speed, which you should be, you're going to be doing increased damage. Call the Wild just increases the damage of your dudes. Clarity, you get increased damage. Crit chance here. You're always casting your companion skill, so why not? And this just happens to be tagged as Storm because of our kilt, so it's multiplying itself. I'm going to put 5 points into Ravens. Enhanced Ravens, more crit chance. Brutal Ravens, more damage. More Ravens is more better because we get the multipliers from Ravens. 1 point in the Charge Atmosphere. This is just to bump us up to Electric Shock. 32% chance to immobilize when you hit them. It's already immobilized, increases the damage dealt to them by a multiplicative 28%. So you can have that all the time. You see all these small numbers, the ones everywhere, that's just passives from my gear. So we're not going to talk about those. I'm going to put 1 point into neurotoxin, slowed enemies when they're poisoned. And then your companions get increased critical strike bonus against poisoned enemies, which is why you want to use the lightning thing on your druid passives to give you the chance to poison, so you can always get that extra crit damage. Down here, you're going to grab Grizzly Rage. We're always going to be unstoppable. We're always going to have the extra damage. You can increase the duration of this. You also very rarely have to push this button. As long as you push it and then you're running around dropping stuff, you're always going to be extending the duration. You might have to push it once per run. Like it's not bad at all. And then you get increased armor while you're in Grizzly Rage, which is awesome. And then you get some Fortify, which is also handy. That's what those two things do. You're going to put 3 points into Quick Shift. You get increased damage when you switch into a new form. It's awesome. Heightened Senses. When shape-shifting, you get increased damage reduction. It's awesome because we're always in bear form. Over here, you can put 3 points into Defiance, increase nature skills to elites, 3 points in Circle of Life, nature skills that consume spirit heal you, so we're always healing. Resonance, nature skills deal increased damage, increased more so if it's a earth skill after a storm skill after an earth skill after, as long as you're alternating. And then natural disaster, earth skills deal increased damage to vulnerable. Storm skills deal increased damage that are stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. And with all this other stuff, we're always doing CC stuff. And everyone with nature, you get more companions, and they get multiplicative damage. And then you get all of the passive effects from your companions, which is huge. So this is always poisoning things. It's always getting the howl and everything. It's amazing. All right, let's talk about the Paragon real quick. So the caveat as usual with the Paragon. Use the Paragon to fix your gear. And by gear, I mean stats. Fix your stats. Don't cookie cutter these. If you need more resistances, get more resistances. If you need to activate a rune because you don't have as many points as somebody else, activate a rune. With that being said, I'm just going to go over which boards I'm using and the runes. I'm not going to go over point by point because it's stat increases, right? More damage to elites, more intelligence, more this, more that. Use those points to fix the gaps in your gear. So starter board, we're going to be using Old Headhunter here. It's going to be giving you increased damage to elites, boosting your nodes over here, so you're just getting more stats out of it. It's great. First board, we're using Untamed. Companion skills get increased companion damage for 5 seconds, stacking up to 80%. So that's just always up because you're spamming the button. Here, we're using Wilds. For every 5 intelligence, your companions deal increased damage. Passive portion of companion skills deal more damage. So more damage, more damage, more damage. More damage is more better. As you can see, I've been getting all of the intelligence around this that I can. So that's where I've been putting my points, right? You just want to make sure you're stacking your damage as much as possible. I don't even know if there's any intelligence points left for me to get around that, but that's what I've been doing. I will look at that later. Okay. So next board. Thunderstruck, storm skills deal increased damage of your damage to close and damage to distance bonuses up to 60%. As you can see, I'm not all the way up there yet, but free damage is free damage. Here we're using Earth and Sky. Nature magic skills deal increased damage to vulnerable or crowd controlled enemies, which is going to be everybody because that's how we roll. It's great. We love it. Going to go up here. We're using Heightened Malice. Poison enemy is nearby. You deal increased damage, multiplicatively I might add, plus an additional 5% for each poison enemy up to 4. So your damage is always going to be stacked through the roof. We're also using Spirit here. For every 5 dex purchase, you deal increased critical strike damage. I'm currently at 175.6. That's a lot. Critical strikes increase the damage enemy takes from you by 3% up to 15%. So that's what we're doing there. Last board, Sinister Tendrils. Nature magic deals increased damage to poison enemies. Another reason we're using this, how we're using it. Nature skills have a chance to poison the enemy for 500,000 damage over 4 seconds, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. But getting the poison going is importante. And then Keeper. We're using Keeper, and I need to get an intelligence node for Keeper, and then I will read it to you. Okay, cool. So companions deal increased non-physical damage. Awesome. We love it. And then the big bonus to all the rare nodes around, it is incredible. And then when you're leveling this up, you're getting increased non-physical damage anyway. All right, so that was a demonstration of smacking the boss, how easy the gameplay is. You hit Grizzly Rage, and then you hold down Ravens. That's really all you have to do. Super easy to put together. After you get your resource management sorted, you will be dunking on everything. But that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you want to see next. I've been leveling and having a blast here in Season 10. Open to suggestions. I've been trying some goofy stuff, and I'm looking forward to getting some more things done. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!